All right, a Senate report released today on the events of January the 6th was published yesterday by the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs and Rules Committee. Now, the more than 100-page report and its 20 recommendations reflect a bipartisan congressional investigation of events on January the 6th. And as the Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell noted yesterday, it does not seek to politicize the process of uncovering facts. Here's what he had to say.
Today's report is one of the many reasons I'm confident in the ability of existing investigations to uncover all actionable facts about the events of January 6th. I'll continue to support these efforts over any that seek to politicize the process, and I would urge my colleagues to do the same.
With me now to talk about this report and more is Senator James Lankford, who is a member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. Senator, welcome back to the program.
Tony, good to be with you again.
All right, so this report, it was a product of the Homeland Security and the Administration Committee in the Senate. The House was invited, I think, to participate in it, but passed on that. Your take on the report?
So it's very interesting. The House spent 4 months arguing about how they would put a commission together. In that 4-month time period, the Senate actually did the work. And I hear people all the time saying, why can't everybody work in a bipartisan manner? We did. We actually did an equal division among staff, among members, walked through all the critical issues, did multiple interviews with FBI, with Homeland Security, with Sergeant at Arms in the House and the Senate, with the police chief, now former police chief for Capitol Police, with Metropolitan Police, with Department of Defense, National Guard. We went through all the critical players to the whole process of what happened, how it happened, timing to be able to identify those, and actually had written testimony in from 50 different Capitol Police officers in the mix. So there was a lot of investigation, multiple hearings that were public hearings, and a lot of private conversations as well on the record to be able to go through and gather this. It's a very thorough investigation to figure out what happened in security, why did this happen, who got notified, who didn't get notified, how can we keep something like this from ever happening again, realizing this has been building. People forget about what was happening inside the Capitol during the Kavanaugh hearings when we had people just relentlessly going after members of Congress and following them around the building. So this has been building in different ways. We've got to be able to identify to be able to keep everyone safe in and around the building.
And as the Republican leader acknowledged there on the Senate floor that the report did not politicize, it simply looked at the facts. I want to go to a clip shortly after the event in January of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on CBS this morning. Actually, it was on MSNBC that she had to say this on January the 19th. Clip 7, please.
So here we are now, because of the instigation of that president, that dark president. We have security beyond any history or just anybody ever thought would be the need. And why? Because this president has been telling people that the election was not legitimate, and these people believe him.
Senator Lankford, do you expect to see Nancy Pelosi recant her statements?
No, I don't actually. I think what we're going to continue to see is them to be able to find every way they can to be able to both attack President Trump, is what they've done for 4 years. Then even before he was in office, they continue to be able to talk about him every single day. Now to be able to continue to attack him, but they're going to continue to be able to find every way they can to be able to politicize everything. At the end of the day, we try to take a step back and say, let's look at this. No matter what the motivations, what happened, there's a security issue here that needs to be resolved because we have visitors in the Capitol all the time. We have individuals that work here all the time. We have press here at the Capitol all the time. We have international leaders here all the time. This is the seat of our government. We've got to be able to manage this. And so we took a pragmatic look at this, and it was a bipartisan piece to be able to go through and to be able to work through and actually do the work that needs to be done.
Senator, switching gears, moving on, also the Republican leader made a comment looking at the agenda being put forth by the Democrats for the summer that the era of bipartisanship is over. Are we looking at a pretty radical agenda that the Democrats are pushing for the summer?
So it is remarkable. We've just come out of a vote on China, which, like it or not like it, there's 68 votes that came on of that. There was a wide bipartisan support. It was 3 weeks of amendments and debate. It was what the Senate does, to be able to walk through it all and then to have a vote. We had a hate crimes legislation piece that dealt with before with Asian Americans. That was a wide bipartisan support. So we've seen bipartisan work when they put it out there. And then we have Chuck Schumer laying out and just deciding that June is going to be his partisan month. Senate Bill 1 that actually takes over the elections from every single state. You've got an anti-Second Amendment bill looking to put out there. There's hearings on D.C. state, but the Equality Act that they're going to throw out there. They're going to continue to be able to drive these hardcore partisan leftist agenda items, and that's how they're going to spend the rest of June. So apparently Chuck Schumer saw that there was bipartisan action that was happening and determined that was a terrible idea and determined he's going to go far left progressive. I don't know whether this is just a concern he's got from a primary possibility from AOC in his state, that he's got to try to find some way to put activist leftist things out there, or if this is something else. But this is not going to help us as a country, and it'll be a very, very clear statement that will come out to the country. This is not where we are.
30 seconds, Senator Lankford. Could it also be that he is building a case to try to justify eliminating the Senate legislative filibuster?
He could, actually, and they continue to try to make that case. I don't think that's where the American people are by far, and he's not going to have enough votes, even among Democrats, to be able to do that. There are a couple of Democrats that have even stepped forward and said they're not willing to just throw away 200-plus years of history of the United States Senate because Chuck Schumer wants to get his way on something. That's not the way that we should function. The nature of the filibuster is not some, as President Obama said, a Jim Crow-era invention. This is core to what we've been as a republic from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Senator James Lankford, always great to talk with you. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
You bet. Glad to be able to visit again.
All right, folks.